address you tonight not as the President of the United States, but as a citizen of humanity.
There goes our warm climate.
We're going to survive!
I won my ticket on Titanic here at a Lucky Hand at poker.
I always find the fish. Always. And I will this time. So don't fuck with me.
You heard it up top. The stakes have never been higher as we head towards the end of the world, as we celebrate America's anniversary. JK, here on Normies Like Us, with our disaster movie draft. Your host, Blow It Up, Colin.
Oh, I'm going to be Mike Kano, erupting.
And this is Jake Zaster Zone.
The Jake
It's the Jake
Zaster
Zone.
Oh no.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we're coming off of, as Colin said, the 4th of July weekend, the 250th birthday of the USA, and we were trying to figure out what we could do. And we'd already done an episode on Independence Day, and they were like, wait a second, let's just broaden the horizons here and just do a disaster movie draft, which we have not done a draft in a little while. And yeah, that's kind of what we're here for. The last one was for 420, so now we're from getting smoked out to going up in smoke.
7-4.
Yeah, something like that.
In honor of our nation's 250th birthday.
We had a great run.
Yeah, we had a great run. Could say it's a disaster in itself, the current state of our country.
You know what?
But yeah, Independence Day, a famous disaster movie by the man himself, Roland Emmerich, the disaster guy. And, I said I wanted to call this the Roland Emmerich Memorial Disaster Movie.
Is it a memorial? Is he dead?
He's not dead, but it's still dedicated to him. He's alive, thank God.
Right.
It kind of goes, God, I hope this isn't slanderous, and I hope this doesn't get this podcast canceled, but it kind of goes hand in hand with our long form series, as Roland Emmerich is a guy, along with Bryan Singer, who is notorious for his Hollywood boy parties. So,
man. We can't escape
he hasn't
it.
Been canceled for anything really bad.
No. Roland Emmerich has not been caught yet. He has just sort of made his movies and disappeared.
Right. Yeah. Fair.
We love him.
Lots of good. Well, lots of great people in Hollywood. But the disaster artist himself. A lot of his movies are these big global disaster movies. So there's going to be a lot of that representation on these drafts.
That's right. It became, that's what he's most known for, and it became such a meme in the 2000s of, when he was making 2012 and all these movies and stuff. But the disaster movie has had, different peaks throughout history. I think, like, there's the 70s era disaster movies, and then they kind of had a revival in the 90s and into the 2000s, and Independence Day was part of that, along with other movies like Armageddon,
Deep Impact. We had 2 meteorite movies in the same year or whatever.
Yeah,
Dante's they're pretty
Peak.
big.
There's another one with Dante's Peak where there's like 2 volcano movies at the same time.
Dante's Inferno?
Called Volcano. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Volcano. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they became passé after a while, I think, because it was sort of disaster movie overload, and that's when it became sort of memed to death. But maybe making a comeback. Who knows? I mean, there's been some disaster movies in the last couple years.
Yeah, we'll see if any of those make it onto these lists. Have you guys ever seen the spoof movie Disaster Movie? Like that shitty... I watched that for the first time today. It was really bad.
Absolutely. We were I think we admitted recently when we were talking about we were talking about Scary Movie. I think we were dancing around, but I think I admitted to saying I saw all of those in theaters. I saw, every single one. Epic movie. Come on.
Yeah, fair. Meet the Spartans. Those kind of things.
And disaster movie.
Yeah,
truly, because it became such an oversaturated subgenre that they made one called disaster movie.
So we'll see if that goes anywhere in the wild cards. But I did watch that today for the first time out of curiosity. There was something very quaint about having this is really bad. But I kind of missed the era where the worst thing happening to me was just really bad spoofs being made. It feels so much like a simpler time when I was watching that today. I kind of longed for it, even though the movie sucked.
Yeah, and we sort of come full circle, with satired disaster movies, because have you seen the original disaster movie, satire movie, Airplane? Which
Oh,
of course was,
yeah.
parodying the disaster movies of the 70s, like Towering Inferno and
Poseidon, stuff
things
like
like
that.
that. And the airport, was it called Airport 1975 or something?
Hmm.
And that was, the Zucker brothers and all that.
Kid Zucked,
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
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 It'll be interesting as we again go and define what is the sort of man-made disasters we're headed towards, the natural disasters. But I'm excited to talk this genre, and mainly, like Mike said, that it's been so long since we've been at Draft, which are some of my favorite episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love doing our drafts. Of course, we did the 420 draft, like you said, a couple months ago, and now we're back at it again.
Yeah, and the way we normally do this is we roll to the highest number to gain seeding, and then it's just regular draft pick first, second, third. Then it goes back to the number 1, 5 rounds, and a wild card. So I
That's right.
guess if you would like, we could begin the seeding process.
Do we still want to do a wild card with this one? Because they're all kind of wild cards.
Let's see how I mean, why not? I got disaster movie in my back pocket. But
there's also horrible disaster movies that you can very easily slot in.
Yes,
a
lot of them are to me. Yeah.
So pick a color,
Jacob,
Colin.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go green this time.
Colin's green. Jacob,
red. I'll go red.
Okay.
Got some nice Palestinian colors here.
Black. Yo, solidarity, bro. For real. So now for the viewers at home. The rolling zone.
There's the shot.
All right, Colin up first with green. Here we go.
20.
A 2.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
It's a 0 out of that.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jacob, red. Next up.
All right, here we go. Nat 20.
A 20.
Yo!
A nat 20.
Wow.
Jacob.
All right, so Jacob.
Wow.
And then where do I land? Can I get higher than 2? A 4. A 4.
It's higher than 2.
So it will be.
I get the coveted first overall.
First,
pick.
the 101 in the disaster. Let me put this into the sheet.
Pick.
The Wemby.
Yeah. Man, me and Colin, our rolls were really disastrous, I'd say.
It hurts.
Yeah. There's some heavy hitters at the 101, but return my camera to normal. And then.
And before we
go to
start drafting.
Proper.
Yeah. I did want to ask, do you guys have a particular affinity for disaster movies? Do you like the disaster movie subgenre? What's your feelings on disaster movies?
Good question. There's some that I would watch over and over and over again. I don't think I like the whole genre. When I was doing some research, I was like, wow, there's a lot of these that I've just never seen. But the ones that I do enjoy, I tend to repeat view them and stuff like that. So some are mildly interested. Colin, how about you?
Yeah, Jacob was kind of saying it's such a product of its time. The cool thing is that it's a product of our time. Like I feel like it truly was the thing.
We grew up with us, in the 90s.
Exactly. So it's something I'm nostalgic for. And when they go ahead and do like a crazy one still, I will go and support it. Although they've never recaptured the magic of how big they felt in the 90s.
Yeah. That peak era.
My theory of why they got popular in the 90s is basically here in America, things were going pretty good. The economy was good. We weren't in too many global conflicts at the time. We had Clinton. Everyone kind of liked Clinton when he was in office. So it was good times all around. And, the 90s. So, disaster movies kind of became popular because people needed some kind of, drama in their life. So they sort of went to disaster movies. Now it's every day feels like a disaster movie. So it's maybe that's why they got sort of unpopular, because people don't want to be reminded of the actual disasters happening in the world all the time.
Yeah, we have the 90s era where it's kind of this peak American exceptionalism where we're going to save the world because we're America and God damn it, we stand up for what's right. And then post 9/11, it just kind of gotten darker and darker with what these movies do and what America does. Yeah.
Truly, I mean, 9/11 and the global war on terror really changed action movies. It changed disaster movies, how they were made. You had the rise of Michael Bay and stuff like that. So definitely post 9/11 world is different than the 90s when things were all rainbows and butterflies, basically.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that was kind of my experience with disaster movies. Is that in doing research for this, I was like, I haven't seen a lot of the classics of the genre, I guess, especially if you go back to like The Towering Inferno and
Yeah,
movies like
never
that,
seen
which
it.
I haven't seen. But even some of the big names of more recent years, I just haven't seen. Because I'm not a huge, I wouldn't say I'm a huge disaster movie fan. They can be fun, sort of blockbuster movies, and that's why some, the best ones are so rewatchable because you can just throw them on. Great summer blockbuster type of movie. But yeah, there's a lot of holes in my list of disaster movies.
Truly, this is going to be like the least predictable, I feel, because I don't know what ones you guys have seen. You don't know what I've seen. Like, I really have no idea I know that there's like, I would consider a big three, but beyond that, I don't really know what's going to happen. So,
Mike, that's so funny. I would also consider on the top of our list a big three. So
I wonder if we have the same big three once it all rounds out. We'll have to find out.
That's interesting because I don't even know what would be the consensus like big, like having the first pick. Like I don't know what the consensus first pick would be or what I should take. So I'm just going to kind of go off my list and hope that they don't get taken. I mean, there's some that I'm like, well, maybe if I don't take this, it'll get taken. But we'll see how it goes. And there's a lot of things that could be classified disaster movies, so we can kind of have that debate. Some wild cards in there.
That's true too.
But yeah, it's what however your heart tells you is how you should.
I'm so
choose.
excited.
Yeah, let's. I'm ready to get into it. Let's go ahead.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into this disaster piece right after this.
We're back here on Normies Like Us. It's the end of the world, as we said. It's the apocalypse. We're talking disaster movies. On our disaster movie draft, Mike, remind us what the draft order is.
The draft order will be Jacob at 101, me at 102, Colin at 103, and then it will revert back to Jacob for rounds 2 through 5 with a wild card round. And that's how we're going to get into this. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll debate, like we said,
I'm ready.
What qualifies as a disaster movie. That'll be fun. From a certain point of view, everything's a disaster. But yeah, Jacob, you're on the clock. 101.
I draft The Room, the biggest disaster movie of all time.
Yes.
That's right.
Morbius.
Well, it's interesting you said, there's a big three that you had in mind, because I don't even know what the three would be. I definitely have, one or two that I'd be like, well, that's probably going to be at the top of the list. So it's interesting having this first pick, not knowing what you guys are going to pick, but I'm just going to go with my gut here. And this one, maybe I could get it later, so who knows? But maybe I might be giving up on other priority ones that'll get taken. Who knows? But I'm going to go with, and obviously there's one it's coming to the top of mind about, maybe the holiday that just happened, but I'm not going to go for that one. And I'm going to go for instead the man himself, Big JC. I'm going Titanic.
Okay. Yep.
Titanic,
that's one of the big three.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay.
Oh, Jake,
I feel good about
you just swept the number one off the board. The
That's the
highest
101.
prestige movie pick.
Really?
You just nailed it, friend. Absolutely.
The disaster movie, maybe not like in that 90s kind of quiche style, but like the disaster movie. JC himself, like you said, the highest grossing movie forever. Yeah.
That's right. It's interesting because I don't really think of it when I think of disaster movies. I think of like cities blowing up, earthquakes, and that kind of stuff. You don't think of a boat sinking.
Right.
But you can, those obviously are disaster movies, and Titanic is, one of the great crowd pleasing movies of all time. Leo, Kate Winslet, James Cameron,
Billy Zane,
the man himself, Billy Zane, getting on those lifeboats before the women and children, stealing babies.
The gang's all here.
Help, it's me and my child. I have to get out of here.
That's right.
Sir, yes, it's fine.
That's right. And what I love about Titanic too is I saw this movie in theaters when I was a wee lad. Now this came out in 1998?
Yes, I believe
Something
so.
like that. One of the first movies that I remember 97.
Okay.
So it's the first movie that I remember that I was allowed to go see. That's a PG-13 movie. I was, 7 years old.
Right.
So that was a big deal to me that I was allowed to go with my parents and my brother to see Titanic. Obviously, there's full frontal nudity in this movie, which is a big, deal at the time. Kate Winslet going full frontal on us. And
Historically.
yeah. But what I remember most is I actually had nightmares about this movie when I got home because of the disastrousness of it all.
Oh.
Not that part, but I didn't understand what was going on when they were in that car and she put her hand up on the window. I was like, what are they doing in there?
Turn on the air conditioner. Yeah.
Mom, I'm scared.
But of course, the sinking part and the people drowning and
the flooding.
Leo's friend, that the smokestack falls on his Italian friend, I think it was, and that specifically gave me nightmares. And I was like, look, I can't sleep in my own room. I got to sleep in my brother's room tonight because I'm so scared. So I slept in my brother's room that night, and so I'll always remember that. But Titanic, great movie.
Yeah, I always remember the guy clipping the propeller on the way down. Like that's a crazy moment that always stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I went with my. Go ahead, Con.
Well, I was going to say, Jacob, did you have the double tape?
Oh yeah,
What's
two
that?
tapes.
The famous the famous VHS with two tapes because the film was so long.
No, I didn't, because I saw this in theaters, and then as I said before, like my parents would just rent movies from the movie rentals place and then tape them onto blank VHS. We had a VCR that would record them onto blank VCR, so we would just basically illegally copy every movie that we would rent. So we probably rented it at some point and then copied it over.
So you had to just put it on LP because you're not going to fit that on the SP or whatever.
We put it on 2 VHSs. I'm not sure. Wow. But yeah, it was a huge cultural phenomenon when it came out. Of course, it was, stayed in theaters for a really long time because it was just selling so much. That Celine Dion song was everywhere. My mom was a huge Celine Dion fan, so she was a huge fan of that song. My Heart Will Go On, and yeah, really great, classic movie, Titanic.
No, that's a great one. That's a great poll. And now I'm curious where Colin would think the other two of the big three are, because I think I have to pick one of them. I wonder if we had the same ones. I'm really scared whether I should go for the best player available or follow my heart. And that's what I'm really struggling with right now.
Wow.
That's why I followed my heart. I didn't know if Titanic would go off the board first round, but I thought,
you nailed
it. What? Let me scoop it up. Yeah.
No, I think I'm going to have to follow my heart here because I would feel too dejected if I couldn't get this player on my team. This is the disaster movie I've watched the most throughout my lifetime. And I rewatched it today just to see how I was vibing. And not a perfect movie, but a excellent showcase of all the kinds of movies that he would make from that day forward. We're talking Michael Bay's Armageddon.
Wow.
Bruce Willis, that's one of my favorites. It's not perfect. Yeah. When you could just be a blue collar American guy and save the whole fucking planet, and take care of your daughter. Just the dudes being dudes.
Mike, I have that as 1 and 2. Like you guys literally
wow.
just went in order here.
So
I think it's absolutely. Okay.
I think we're going to find out what the end of the big three is, I guess, with the next pick. But do you guys like Armageddon? I think it's dumb. It's just Michael Bay over the topness, like Post the Rock. It has all the tropes.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a, it's the epitome of the disaster film. Michael Bay, obviously, Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah. The Bay and the Brook.
Like you said, Liv Tyler in there. You got Ben Affleck. Come on.
Another hit song coming out of one of these. Not as big as Celine Dion's, but Aerosmith.
That's right.
I Don't Want to Close My Eyes. Yep.
That's right.
Singing to his own daughter. Very weird.
Yeah, and that was written by... that song was written by this lady that I saw a documentary about. This lady who's been nominated for like Best Song Oscar like 16 times, but has never won.
Really?
Diane Warren.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Diane Warren wrote that song, as well as a bunch of other movie songs. So, yeah.
It's truly like the disaster movie of disaster movies, too. Like, it's literally global stakes. Like, the entire world is under threat. Like, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Yeah.
And like we said, there's Deep Impact, which came out around the same time.
Which I've never seen that one.
Yeah, that one has like... what's his name? I can't even remember the actor's name. Tommy Lee Jones, is it?
No, it's the guy.
This shows you how much I don't know these.
Morgan Freeman's in
Robert
that, right?
Duvall. Robert Duvall's in it.
Never seen it. Not as good as Armageddon.
Elijah
Wood. What? Okay, maybe it's good.
I haven't seen that either. I don't think, unless I'm
Nope.
just half remembering.
It's a good ensemble cast too, with Ben Affleck and Michael Clark Duncan, Steve Buscemi, Liv Tyler, as we said, like just like a pretty good cast up and down. A good
Yeah.
6 Degrees of Separation movie to have in your back pocket. So
Steve
Absolutely.
Buscemi, when him and Owen Wilson go to that strip club, I thought they were the biggest actors in the world when I was a kid. And then, of course, it's got the greatest sequence in the world where the scientist in space says, "Why do you have a gun in space?" And the guy pulls it out and they start shooting each other and they get in a big fight.
yeah. Why do you have a gun in space? Steve Buscemi
Why do you
just
have a
wants
gun
to
in
die.
space?
Right.
He's got space madness.
Right. And they're like, somebody has to stay behind to do the detonator. And Steve Buscemi's like, I really want to do that. Like, I really just want to be dead. Can I do that? And you just tape him to the chair. Like, no, dude, get out of here. It's very dumb, very
So
Michael
good.
Bay. There's only 2 women in the whole fucking movie, basically. Just a bunch of broing down. It's very of the
Yeah.
time, but it's fun for what it is.
Did you ever hear
got
the
the great-
clip of Ben Affleck doing the behind the scenes DVD, the commentary DVD with Michael Bay? And Colin, you had a whole period where you're going through all these director commentaries and stuff. There was a clip of Ben Affleck on that director commentary just being like, so I never understood like why they were training miners to be astronauts instead of training astronauts how to mine. Like that would be easier than training these blue collar guys to be astronauts.
Right.
Michael Bay's like, just shut up.
Just shut up.
Shut up.
Like it says in the movie, if I don't trust my crew, we're not going to get this done. So I need my crew. It's very dumb, but that's also what I like about it. It's like the most unscientific science fiction movie ever made. It's just so dumb.
It's America the movie. Come on.
Yeah, it really is.
That's
Blue collar guy, we can get it done. Get out of here, nerdy scientists. Just send me up.
Yeah,
I got it.
Some
So
Bruce
anyway,
Willis.
yeah. But what's going to be rounding out the big 3 as we predicted? Was it correct? We all know. Colin, you're up.
All right, so I had in my third round here. I'll tell you guys honestly, it was the bottom of the 3 that I wanted. The 2 that I wanted have gone. So God bless,
really?
good picks. I think
Sorry,
we're all
brother.
of a good mindset here. But I've got to follow my heart and go with what I also think is quote unquote America the disaster movie. Guys, I'm talking Independence Day.
That's the big 3.
ID4.
That's
Hell
what
yeah.
I considered the big 3. I didn't have Armageddon in there because I just kind of overlooked Armageddon, but definitely the big 2 I had Titanic and Independence Day.
Oh my! I mean, Armageddon. That the stakes are the Earth. Independence Day. The stakes
True.
are the monuments on the planet.
All the monuments.
Well, I think eventually the aliens would blow everything up, probably.
Certainly.
No.
As we
but
learned
yeah.
in IDR, they're here to harvest our world, Jacob. Of course.
That's right.
That's
We all
they
know
resurged.
Independence Day, huge movie of the 90s, of course. You have Will Smith, the burgeoning movie star, A-lister Will Smith in the 90s, just could do no wrong. And this was
Welcome
really
to
solidifying him. Welcome to Earth. You had, of course, Roland Emmerich, the man himself, and crazy special effects. You had an ensemble cast of different people. Randy Quaid, just
Professor Data.
Professor Data. Don't worry, he comes back for the sequel.
That's right. Jeff Goldblum, right? Yeah, it's a great cast for this.
Yeah, and of course the best, movie president and movie president speech of all time, Bill Pullman, right? So
yeah, the Armageddon speech. There's like every one of these has, except for Titanic, but like these big ones, they have the American president speech to the people. But yeah, Bill Pullman is the greatest
But
ever
this is
doing one
our
of these movies.
Independence Day,
all time movie president. I mean, come on,
all time,
Absolutely. And what I liked about this, like Armageddon was like cool because it's like Michael Bay explosions and stuff, but this has another thing that I really like is all of the practical effects. They build a little White House and blow it up in slow motion. They build a little Washington Monument and blow it up in slow motion. Like they're doing all these kind of large scale miniatures and stuff, and I just love that technique. And this is like a showcase of every famous building in the world getting destroyed. Yeah, it's great.
That's right. And yeah, just like the poster and like all the iconic scenes at the time of like the White House blowing up or whatever.
Yeah.
On a related note, I wonder if anyone's going to pick Mars Attacks as one of their choices.
Yes.
Remember, we covered Mars Attacks, of course, the Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
Of course, yes, which got
Sam
blown
Burton.
out of the water by this film, of course, which came out the same year.
Right.
I'm also going to say that I think the staple of the disaster movie is the ensemble, but also the ensemble anchored by a quote-unquote movie star. And for our generation, there was no bigger one than this film with Will Smith, which basically cemented him as the movie star, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like truly, Will Smith in the 90s, he could do no wrong. You know, Men in Black, he could do comedy, he could do action, he could do serious stuff, as he proved later on. But yeah, this is, I mean, I think Independence Day, it's like the perfect formula for a disaster movie because you have the movie star lead, you have the ensemble, you got the president, you got the crazy guy that goes on a suicide run, Randy Quaid.
You got Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
You got aliens. And again, it's very funny. You have Roland Emmerich, a gay German man making the most American movie of all time, Independence Day. But we love it, and that's what he kind of became known for, and then maybe made some other movies in the 2000s and stuff. But this is
and I do
one,
I do get bonus points for in the Roland Emmerich honor drafting the first Roland Emmerich movie. Of course. That basically
this
means
is the
that
movie. I think so. This would have been the one of one, but I really wanted to pick Titanic. This was the other one I was considering.
Wow.
And this is when I had the idea to do a disaster movie draft around July 4th. It's because of this movie, right? Independence Day. So great choice.
No, I think that the big three, we all probably, you kind of didn't think of Armageddon, but this is definitely what the lineup would be. I
think that's a great, I didn't think of Armageddon, but it makes total sense to have that as the big three. And I kind of thought Mike was going to go a different way with his, but I think he will maybe pick something else later that he's a fan of, that maybe he's
something that I might be wearing a shirt related to. Yeah.
I thought that might be your first choice because you love him so much, but no,
I think I love him more than you guys, and I think I'm safe, hopefully, and I think I have options, but we'll see.
I picked the specific one Mike likes.
The exact one. I got to pivot to something else I just like, but so that's would be another conversation.
My second pick.
Yes, 201.
And to me, if there's a big three, maybe this is like 4 or 5 to me in iconicness of disaster films. When I think of the 90s and disaster movies of the 90s, I think of Twister.
Oh, that's a good one. That was on my list.
Huge draft, Jacob. You're going right down
Twister
the line.
and Titanic.
Double T's for the lead off. Look at him go.
Yeah. We're talking Bill Pullman. This time we got Bill Paxton.
Hell yeah.
And Bill Paxton was in Titanic. So I got 2 Bill Paxton movies.
2 Paxtons. He's Paxton them in there.
I didn't even think about that.
Nice, dude.
R.I.P. Bill Paxton. But we love Twister. I don't know how you guys feel about Twister. Obviously, Twisters, not as good. I watched that movie.
I didn't see that one yet, but the original Twister, I had the VHS of it. We went to the ride. I remember putting little cow toys in those vortex things you would make with 2-liter bottles. Like that was an iconic thing with the cow, obviously. Became a big bit for every tornado thing.
To me, this was kind of like my Armageddon in that I watched this movie a lot when I was younger. So it just really stuck with me. I love the ensemble cast. You're just kind of hanging out with these storm chasers. You're having a good time. Philip Seymour Hoffman's there.
The ensemble is immaculate, Jacob, and God bless R.I.P. Philip Seymour Hoffman. But there there also that thing that dads. This was one of the first DVDs available with, I think, 5.3 Dolby surround sound THX bullshit. So was this like the biggest dad movie ever that every dad had this to show off their speaker system to? Because they'd like throw on Twister. Like if you want to feel a movie, throw on Twister. Like you'd hear that all the time too, and I'd be like, oh.
I got the subwoofer when the tornado flies through. Yeah, great for that. Yeah. The truck bombing around. Yeah, good sound system movie.
Right.
Did you ever do the live experience?
I did. I went to the ride.
I did. I did the ride at Universal.
It was the greatest, dude. It was
the
so
tree
the
gets split by lightning.
Spectacular, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The cow comes
I
out
did
and
that
you're
when
like,
I
oh.
Oh no. Yeah, that was
I wanna
awesome.
say like 12 years old, something around then. My family took a trip out west. We went to California. You know, I lived in Ohio, obviously, and we went to Universal, and that's one of the things I remember. I also did the King Kong ride and different things, but I remember the Twister ride, and I remember the opening of Twister because that was also a traumatic experience for me as a kid when like you know, it's the flashback to like young Helen Hunt, and then the dad is trying to like close the door and he gets pulled up into the Twister, and so that's kind of how it starts.
Dorothy, they call her Dorothy because she's gonna suck us up to Oz. We gotta go.
Yeah, Dorothy.
So the sequel not as good. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but this movie co-written by Michael Crichton.
Hey, my guy.
And it was directed by Jan de Bont, who of course was the cinematographer of movies like Die Hard, mainly known as a cinematographer, but he directed Speed and he directed Twister. And yeah, this was a huge seminal disaster movie of the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I think tornadoes.
And living in the Midwest, you know, tornadoes were always like, we heard about them growing up, like, oh, we got to do our tornado drill at school and stuff.
Tornado Alley, watch out, it's gonna get you, right?
Yeah.
This is like of that time.
You guys have never been in one, right? I certainly have not.
In a tornado? I mean, there's some that have been around, I think, when I was growing up that were like, but they never really came close to where I lived, I don't think.
I've seen them touch down when I was young, like in the horizon, and we like sheltered, but it never got to like a destructive capacity near where we were living. But we did have like just one time, I remember, and it was around the age that like this was coming out, so I was like, oh shit, Twister, you know.
And when you watch this movie, did it make you want to become a professional storm chaser?
It feels cool, yeah. Like, you know, just gonna bomb around in the Bronco with this thing in the back,
right?
Throw it into the storm.
But
I just do it with a drone.
In Twisters,
yeah, but
steaks and eggs that your friend's mom makes or something. You remember that scene?
Yeah,
it's like going like
very
it's
wholesome.
Interesting. Yeah, in Twisters they kind of make it into like, oh yeah, these storm chasers are like influencers. Like they're always like live streaming their storm chasing and stuff.
Jacob, we just said like it had a stunt experience. It was a huge movie. It did so well on DVDs. They must have scratched their head for years. Like, how do we make a sequel to this? Is it just another tornado and stuff?
It's the classic JC. Put an S on it.
Yeah.
But it was inevitable for so long. But the fact that it came out so late. Did you guys ever see Twisters?
No, I did. Jacob did.
Yeah. It was,
as you say, the influencer angle is so weird. The no romance is so weird. Like it kind of sucks.
You know, they're still trying to make Glenn Powell a thing. Daisy, what's her name? Daisy Edgar or something.
Superman's in it.
Superman's in it.
That is the first movie. Well, actually, no, I would think
Pearl.
The horror movie that he's in.
Pearl
is where I first saw him, but I did see him in Twister.
He was without a mustache for the first time in Twisters, yes.
Yeah, right. And he's sort of a villain in Twisters, where he's like the evil kind of corporate guy.
He's
Daisy Edgar Jones.
Huge. He's like gigantic, dude. Yeah. It's just like, I'm holding the clipboard, and he's like bending it with his fingers. He's Superman size. You're like, oh my god.
And that movie also has Anthony Ramos, our guy from Transformers. So it just had all these random actors. Daisy Edgar Jones, who hasn't really broken out. Yeah. But, you know, it's a movie. But Twister is a great movie.
Twister.
Classic.
Yeah. I hardly noticed her. This would kind of get me into the conversation is like, is Speed a disaster movie, or is it just an action movie, or is Unstoppable, that train movie with Denzel and Chris Pine, right? Because it's like a kind of a contained scenario. I wouldn't be drafting any of those, but it kind of put it in my mind that like that kind of is like a runaway train is a disaster.
What is occurring is a disaster, Mike. Yes, those absolutely qualify.
I think so, because it's like Titanic is about a boat that sinks, right? So why couldn't a runaway train or a bus be not considered a disaster?
So I'll have to see if I'm going to go for any of those, but what I am going to do is stay on the natural disaster film, Nature, Man versus Nature. And, you know, recently, this past week, I went to an obscure little movie about two guys on a boat going to get some fish called The Rose of Nevada. It's a weird British movie. But then that got me thinking of a movie from 2002 with two guys who go out in a boat to get some fish. It's Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney in A Perfect Storm. And he always finds the fish, always, so stop fucking with him. Yeah, Perfect Storm.
A Perfect Storm.
I've been thinking about little boats, two fishing boats, because of that other movie. I was like, yeah, The Perfect Storm. They go in a big wave. That's a good sound effect movie. I don't remember it that well. I've only seen it a couple times, but I remember the trailer being like, oh man, that boat's so little and that wave is so big. What are they going to do?
Another movie that for some reason was huge for our generation, and for some reason I rented for a sleepover at my house. I remember putting in the VHS tape with people in my basement, and I was all sitting wrapped as George Clooney drove a boat. Mike.
Yeah, drove a boat into the storm. Yeah, it's like contained. It's
Storm.
Very wet.
That's one I actually have never seen. So I'll just say that, but I am familiar with it. And that was Wolfgang Petersen, who made Air Force One in the 90s, and Poseidon, which is a disaster movie about a boat that sinks. So he's like another Roland Emmerich, basically making these disaster movies.
Gotcha. And this is another like
the Never-Ending Story. But, yeah.
Oh hell yeah! But this is the era, like Twister and this, like have such iconic posters, like the boat with the big wave, and then the truck and the tornado in the back. So it's just like something about the imagery that these disaster movies evoke with their posters. A lot of other ones are good too as we get going. But
definitely.
For some reason, out of all the quote unquote literal disasters that we've talked about so far, which is like a meteor hitting the planet, the world like exploding, like this
global invasion.
Yes, yeah. Aliens literally like attacking us and stuff. For some reason, the one I would want to be in the middle of the least, even against like tornadoes, like Jacob just doing twisters, is being on a boat and being hit by a wave, Mike. Like that is the biggest nightmare that I have over anything, because you have no control. You are literally just there as something throws you just like back and forth, and like the god Poseidon is in control.
No, you do not want to be at the raft. It's so scary to just think you're out middle of nowhere, no help. Yeah. Oh. Crazy. And like even another boat thing, we'll maybe talk about this in the future, but Widow's Bay, it's like there's scenes on the boat when the waves and you're like, oh my God, dude, water is scary.
God.
I think everything about, being out on the open sea is kind of scary. I mean, there could be sharks in the water, so you can get thrown over, and then the sharks get you, Jaws gets you,
Right.
It's very, being out in the open water, having no land in sight in any direction is just a very scary concept to me.
Yeah. No door to float on. So the Odyssey will be an interesting another boat movie, sort of. Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Scary.
But Wolfgang Petersen, who directed The Perfect Storm, again, another German guy like Roland Emmerich. So I don't know what it is with these Germans.
Everything is
in
going to shit, yeah.
The world must end.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, I think.
But yeah, good choice.
With that, I'd say Colin, you're up with your second pick.
All right, look, I'm going to be the first to do what Mike needs to do, but Mike, I am no competition to you. Jacob, you are the only competition to me.
Oh, no.
I need to make sure that I get my special boy, and that means I am getting Godzilla 98, my friends.
Wow. That's fun. The first Godzilla off the board.
Yep, I got to go with my German weirdo again.
Wow. Keep rolling.
Better. Keep rolling. The disaster of New York. I'm getting, city specific. I'm staying natural disaster, quote unquote. Lizard v Man, right?
Yeah.
I think that counts. I think any Godzilla movie or any monster movie or kaiju movie, I would say Jaws, you could say, is a disaster movie. Like, to me, those are disaster movies.
Just wait until I get Rampage on the board,
Eight-legged freaks. Yeah.
Oh, arachnophobia, just little ones.
But Godzilla 1998, very interesting movie. Of course, this
divisive.
Is the movie that Roland Emmerich did directly after Independence Day. So you're getting back-to-back Emmerichs in his filmography. Written with Dean Devlin, who had worked with him on a lot of his movies. And
it's It's the ensemble anchored by the star. I'm getting Hank Azaria. I'm getting all these
Ooh.
like great side characters, the New York cast, but I'm getting Matthew Broderick.
Matthew
You know, like
Broderick.
that's what you're showing up for, obviously.
Is that
You're
what
getting
you're showing up for?
like the Roland Emmerich, Jacob. Like this is these two movies are what disaster movies mean to me. Like
Mhm.
bang bang. These are what they were when we were kids.
This scope kind
Yeah.
of it, yeah.
Now, as a Godzilla purist, Mike might have some opinions about this movie.
Horrible.
No. I like this design. I always did. It's just I get why people who like classic Godzilla rejected it, but since the time where it first came out, now the fandom is kind of coming around to where a lot of people are like the cartoon was actually good. We don't hate this as much as we thought we did. So there's been some love for what is now dubbed Zilla as a distinction from Godzilla by the fandom. But yeah, I think people are coming around on this. It's getting some love now, and I'm happy.
I see people on Reddit post about that cartoon all the time, Mike. That's so funny.
Yeah, I got to rewatch it. But yeah, that's a lot of fish.
I think the problem with the design of Zilla is not that the design is necessarily bad itself, but it's just not very Godzilla-esque. And I think
you call it the lizard that attacked New York, and it's a perfect movie. Yeah,
it's more dinosaur. It's more Jurassic Park influence than Godzilla. For sure. So they try to make Godzilla into a Jurassic Park movie. I think that's maybe the problem with it, but definitely a beloved sort of cult favorite now, and a movie that our friend Cole, friend of the podcast, loves as well. And and that had a soundtrack song with Run DMC and Aerosmith or something too.
And they had a song where P. Diddy, he wanted to come with Godzilla. He kept saying, "Come with me," on that song. We should have known he was a problem all the way back then. Terrible.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was the song that like samples Led Zeppelin or something.
Oh,
that Godzilla one.
Maybe I'm confusing two things that I don't know, but I remember that.
I can hear it. The intro. Yeah. But anyways, that's a good pick.
Godzilla 1998.
It's fun. Effects are good.
That's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish. One of my favorite lines ever. Yeah.
Never got a sequel, unfortunately.
But it got the cartoon. Watch it.
Got the cartoon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's 2 rounds down. All great choices.
2 rounds down.
And I'm going to go with my third pick. And guess
roll
what?
into it.
I'm going to lock this up before Mike gets in there and picks whatever favorite that he's going to pick. I'm going to try to grab my favorite, but I don't think I'm going to take, hopefully, I mean, you've seen a lot of Godzilla films and stuff, but
every single one.
I'm going to go with actually every single one. That's very impressive. But I've only seen a couple, but one of the ones I've seen, we talked about it on this podcast, and I'm going to go with Shin Godzilla.
Oh, I'm so mad. I got snaked. That's the one I wanted the most. Yeah. But now I'm going to have to do something for you guys.
-1, something like that. But I'm going to go with Shin
I was
Godzilla.
flirting. So what's your reasoning? Why Shin?
Well, I just loved it when we watched it for the podcast. And I like -1 as well, but there's something just about Shin Godzilla and Anno, of course, Hideaki Anno.
fucking mogging you, dog. You just got
He's mogging me.
Mogged, my friend.
I did get Godzilla mogged.
I mean,
double back-to-back mog.
Unfortunately, you chose the one, Jacob, that is the government disaster movie, right? We talked a lot in that one.
The bureaucracy.
It's you. I mean, you chose the greatest example. It's so great. Yeah. Good,
if you're not taking,
it's how the city responds to the attack, and they have to go through all this bureaucracy. But I love to see how all the different people are working together and stuff. And then, of course, you get the iconic Godzilla himself and his beam and everything lighting up the sky, and it's just so cool. So. I had to go with Shin Godzilla.
I've literally been working on a Shin Godzilla keycap for my computer.
Oh man!
I like it that much, and so I got double Godzilla mogged. I'm really upset, but yeah, this is definitely the most, besides the original, the most direct comp of a natural disaster. It was made in a direct response to how the government reacted slowly to the Fukushima reactor meltdown. So it is literally about a natural disaster that the government sucked at responding to. So this is like the perfect one to choose.
That
and I'm
makes
jealous.
a lot of sense. And obviously we talked about it on this podcast, but it
Mhm.
reminded me a lot of Chernobyl, the show Chernobyl, right? Which is kind of about the same thing, about the
Yeah.
government reaction to Chernobyl in the Soviet Union, the Chernobyl disaster. So, yeah, I think, it's a great disaster movie. So I'm sorry that I stole from the
No,
number
it's
one
all right.
Godzilla fan
I
himself.
should have. I guess where I landed in the draft is just a perfect storm for me to get double Godzilla mogged back to back. But
You're the last person to pick a Godzilla movie, actually.
I know, but
Well, now you can do it like 5th round because
Yeah.
Jacob and I aren't going to swoop. You can literally just
pretty
like grab
good.
something huge now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to double down. So I think what I am going to do now, if we're back to my pick, is I'm going to do Y'all So Dirty. Because if a train or a bus can work, what about a containment failure at a theme park? I want Jurassic Park. That's a disaster movie.
Wow.
That's a disaster movie,
You know
right?
what? That is a disaster movie. That's a great pick because I didn't even consider it.
Me
but
neither.
I think that is a disaster movie. Yeah.
Dude, absolutely.
That's so I'm feeling really good about getting that.
Dominion if you want Jurassic Park Dominion or any of these
Yeah.
other ones that we love with Chris Pratt.
What's one with the underground dinosaur? What's the talking raptor one? Yeah, give me that one. No.
Wasn't that Dominion?
Yeah, that's Dominion. But no, we're gonna do classic Jurassic. Yeah, that's a great disaster movie. Hold on to your
Jurassic
butts.
Park.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Classic
Spielberg
Jurassic.
himself.
I thought when
Michael
you
Crichton.
mentioned it during your Godzilla '98 kind of thing, oh, kind of it's like Jurassic Park. That's when it hit me. I'm like, oh shit, I should take Jurassic Park. I thought you were going to take it with your third pick, and I was going to be able to get Shin. So anyway, Michael Crichton, he's back here again. One of the best
That's
movies
right.
to ever do it. We get Spielberg. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Fall.
That's a great
I'm
pick.
good.
Great effects, of course.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, great
Still
pick.
holds up. Yep.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Greatest director of all time, quote unquote.
That's right.
Yeah,
Disclosure
so-
Day.
Yeah. So if I,
Disaster,
are we gonna
disaster
draft
in
that?
the movies.
yeah. So if I can't draft my favorite Godzilla, I strike back at thee with the classic Jurassic Park.
Wow.
Jeff Goldblum on my list too now.
Hey,
There you go.
Yeah, and that's it.
Um,
I'm calling it
well,
3.
Colin, it's time for your next pick.
wow, back to me for round 3. I've got to go with so far I've got Independence Day, I've got Godzilla, all world ending stakes, but I'm gonna stay on that train because that again to me is what disaster quote unquote means. I'm gonna go with a forgotten one. I'm gonna go with the 2000s, The Core.
Ooh,
The
I've not seen this one.
Shout out
The
to
Core.
The Core. Oh, Mike, you've
I've
not
not
seen
seen
The
that
Core.
either.
Jacob, no, nobody's seen The Core.
sounds
Aaron
fun.
Eckhart
Oh.
classic.
Ooh.
Is it also written by Dean Devlin? Look it up, and also tell me who directed this bad boy. But it's
Directed
essentially about
by-
the
Oh, is it directed by John Amiel?
no idea.
Who,
no idea.
No, I don't know. I
Interesting.
haven't heard of any of these movies that he'd made, so
Interesting.
not very helpful.
Bad foot forward. But to me, it's quintessential in that genre of it's the stupidest premise ever. It is about the Earth's core shutting down, and a group of scientists have to become Terranauts. They're going to be the first Earth astronauts because they have to go deep in the Earth's core in a special Earth spaceship with lasers on the front that like cuts the dirt as they go. And then they have to set off a bunch of nuclear bombs to restart the Earth's core. Aaron Eckhart,
Hilary
Delroy
Swank.
Lindo, the greatest, Hilary
Oh.
Swank, of
Gucci.
course, DJ Qualls. I mean, you just don't
DJ
get more
Qualls.
tap 2000s than this cast. And to me, it also just represents better than disaster movie. What is the parodyable elements of this genre? So much so that if you guys recall that South Park episodes where the hippies infest South Park, and Cartman drafts the town to build a hippie drill to cut through and get to the core of a music festival to set off a bomb. it's a parody,
The parody
of
of the core.
The core.
because he
Right.
literally drafts like a black scientist, the Delroy Lindo character, chef, and he's like, you have to sacrifice yourself like the black scientist in the core, and he's like, I won't do that. I'm not going to do that, Eric. And he just like keeps saying that the whole time. Like, to me, that is
That's-
disaster movies, quote unquote.
Yeah.
The core.
That's great. Yeah,
The journey to
to
the
me,
center of
this
the earth
sounds
of
like
it.
I haven't seen it, but it's kind of like the opposite of Armageddon, where they instead of going into space to drill some asteroids, they need to drill
That's right.
into the ground.
Yeah. I
That's
like
right.
this.
Uh,
It's reverse
that's
sunshine.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Sunshine. Yeah,
Who
Reverse
knows?
Sunshine.
I shouldn't have said that out loud. Maybe fuck. But yeah, that's great. I want to watch the core now. I like because in those old one like Journey to the Center of the Earth, like I like the idea of drilling into the that's a good trope that we don't get
It's
enough of.
Mike. There's so much stupid shit. They eventually get through all the crusts and stuff and different type, and they get to an area where it's just diamonds. They go like, we didn't predict for diamonds. Our lasers can't cut to these. What are we gonna do? And like, there's like all these elements where Stanley Tucci's like the sniveling scientist. That the whole time's
that's
like,
great.
We're gonna fail.
That's like
no, damn it.
It also
yeah,
I'm
that's
looking
incredible.
at the Wikipedia for it, and the poster looks very disaster movie.
I
Just
got
the
to get
poster
that one
image.
going.
Chance I'll watch it tonight. Hilary Swank's like, yeah, we just gotta believe in God and go forward and restart the earth. And
We got to look
That's
inward.
amazing.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it's got the tagline on the poster: "The only way out is in."
Wow. I love it.
Wow.
I love it. That's great.
yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
Great pick. So that's 3 rounds down. We're
Yes,
going
3 rounds
to
down.
My 4th pick here. I've got
Top of
Top of the
Titanic,
4th. Is the field thinning?
Twister, and Shin Godzilla. I feel like I'm batting 1,000 right now.
That's pretty damn
Wow.
good.
Cocky, Mike.
good. Yeah.
So I can get a little looser with my last 2 picks and go with, maybe some offbeat ones that are my personal picks. But so this one, I don't know if you guys are even thinking in this vein, but I'm gonna lock this one up. A movie that I really liked when it came out, and I rewatched after a little thing called the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ooh.
You might remember that.
Right, yeah,
But anyways, yeah, I'm going that it hits different after that. But I'm going with the movie Contagion by Steven Soderbergh. Contagion.
Jacob, officially the scariest movie now picked on this list. I mean, this is
Yeah.
a true horror film. Absolutely. Oh, and the number of times, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not, that after you see this film, that you will wash your hands, just thinking like, I just cannot interact with anything in the world. Like, just don't.
Right.
Have you seen this movie?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I've seen the trailers
Contagion.
as I was doing research, but I've not seen Contagion. Now I'm scared though.
Contagion, yeah. Steven Soderbergh directed. It's got a great ensemble cast. I'm talking, Matt Damon, Kate Winslet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jude Law.
Wow.
Just got all these, came out in 2011. And again, it just hits different after COVID. I watched it literally like a year after the pandemic started. And I was like, this is like the most prescient movie of all time, because it basically predicted a lot of the stuff that happened with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
Now things got a little crazier in this movie, of course, because it's a movie, and it kind of like the disease in this movie is like even worse than COVID, in that it like will like kill you in 3 days basically after you get it and stuff.
Right.
I mean, that can happen with COVID too, but it had a higher mortality rate than COVID, so people just start dying all over the place and stuff. So it is a worldwide disaster. It's a pandemic. But it shows how things start to spread and stuff, and then the sort of the government and the scientific response to that, and trying to come up with a vaccine and all that stuff. So really, really cool movie. Like really well made movie too. I mean, Steven Soderbergh, a guy I like a lot, a director I like a lot. So, and a great cast. Matt Damon, right? You got to have a star and then an ensemble.
Yep. So we both got a Matt Damon now too. Yeah,
that's right.
But I got the only George Clooney, I think, at this point. So there we go.
So check out Contagion. 2011. Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I like this first 3. Jurassic Park fell pretty far. Armageddon, like it. Perfect Storm, like it. Jurassic Park, I think I gotta pivot because I haven't really done anything more contemporary, and I think maybe a lighter mood than a Contagion would be something that came out recently. that I think is a disaster movie, and it stars a little guy called Ryan Gosling, and that's Project Hail Mary. The disaster is the sun is dying. Oh no, Rocky,
Oh,
that counts,
absolutely,
yeah?
yeah.
All right.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to shoot a nuke into the sun, basically. Like, yeah, we got to go do the thing.
I think any
Yeah.
film that cuts back to Earth and it's just like everybody's got like coats on and is like huddled around a fire, you're like, yes, like this is like they are emphasizing disaster above anything else, right?
And also, there's like a control room with people looking at monitors and like stressing out, you know, like literally, what's the situation? You get the stock footage of everybody watching TVs all around the world. Like, that's kind of a trope of this, is like, this affects
Right.
all of us. So I don't know. Maybe it's a weird
Yeah.
pick, but I think it's a good one to throw in the mix.
I think it qualifies, especially
Like
the,
you
the
said,
stuff
most
leading up
recent.
to, like the flashback stuff is very disaster movie where they're planning for everything and meeting with scientists and stuff, like you said. But yeah,
It's got shades of Armageddon. We got to train a civilian to do space stuff. I guess I'm kind of into
Right.
that too. And it gets a
Yeah.
little rocky in both of them. So yeah, there we go. Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary.
Amaze.
A movie that, by the way, I recently saw my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to see this movie, Hail Mary." He kept calling it Hail Mary, and I was like, first of all, it's Project Hail Mary. But he's like, "Yeah, Hail Mary. I actually read the book, and I wanted to see the movie." He hasn't seen the movie yet, but he's like, I read the book, and I liked the book so much, I actually read it twice. I was like,
Wow,
that's
really
crazy.
cool.
And my dad's not like a huge book reader, to my knowledge, so he reads some books and stuff, like Clive Barker or I can't remember the name of it, but Clive Kessler. That's right. Yeah. He likes those kind of sort of adventure kind of novels or whatever. But Project Hail Mary, which I guess I was telling him that, like, oh, if you like that, you should read The Martian and stuff, the same author and stuff. So he was like, I got to see this movie, Hail Mary. I was like, yeah, I think you'll like it. So, you know, everyone's going crazy for Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, and it's like global. You know, it counts, right? I don't think I'm backdooring this. Like, yeah, the whole world is going to die if he can't figure out what to do with the astrophage, how to stop the astrophage.
Yeah.
So the stakes
there
are
are
there.
stakes. The whole point of these films are stakes. So
Of global proportion,
Right.
generally. So yeah. But with that,
Yeah.
I give Colin the floor for 4.
Oh boy. There's still some big boys on the board. I'm trying to decide what I want. Everything feels pretty good. I'm gonna go iconic title here. I think this is my next route. I'm gonna go classic 70s Earthquake.
Ooh, yeah.
Earthquake. You know, when you think of that original run of the original Dante's Peak, the original Towering Inferno, you throw in Earthquake as well. It stars our boy. It stars Charlton Heston, our monkey man himself.
Yes,
Basically, if you guys haven't seen it too, there's a lot of talk about, like, a lot of people recognize him. He's a normal guy. Like, it's a film about a bunch of normal people, Ernest Borgnine, going about their day, and then a disaster hits, and they all kind of have to come together to save each other. But he plays a former famous college football player, and a young kid is like, wow, didn't I see you play college football like 5 years ago? And Charlton Heston at like 60 is like, yes, of course you did. Yeah, like it's like truly like the most like absolutely insane acting, and you know, like he's having an affair with his wife. Like it's like so crazy. So highly recommend if you haven't seen it.
At one point he says, we're gonna have to shoot this earthquake with a gun.
It's the only way to stop it. Fully loaded Magnum. This damn dirty earthquake.
These damn dirty earthquake. You blew it all up. He also did the narration for Armageddon, the opening narration. So he's tied to this genre, I guess, through Earthquake. I hadn't thought about that. And I think they had this on the ride. I remember there was like an earthquake segment of the disaster movie experiences.
It was another one that they, you know, it was so popular back in the 70s. It was a huge VHS seller back in the day. You forget that was a thing too, pre-DVD era. But where they just didn't know what to do with it, Mike. And yes, it was on the Universal tram ride. As you'd go through the studio, you would stop in an area where everything would shake, and they'd go, "Oh no!" and like a bus would come down at you, like, you know, some cool early effects.
The subway's flooding. Let's get out of here. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I was looking at the cast, and it looks like it has like a pretty good ensemble cast as well. You got Ava Gardner, Lorne Green, Richard Roundtree, George
Oh
Kennedy,
yeah, Richard Roundtree plays a great character in it. Yeah, yeah.
Shaft himself.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Ernest Borgnine. It's George Kennedy. Thank you,
George
Jacob.
Kennedy.
Yes,
Okay.
I always mix those two together. But of course,
Yeah.
Naked Gun's own George Kennedy, a beloved actor. Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but great pick.
That rounds out rounds 3 and 4, taking us into the last two, 5 and wild card.
Well, for my last pick, you know, we're getting down there. You know, a lot of the good ones have come off the board. I'm gonna go with
Iconic.
That's right. But in the realm of earthquakes, I'm gonna go with sort of a wild card. Or this could be my wild card, but it's not going to be. It's going to be my 5th pick. And it's a movie that I basically half remember the details of. It's a movie I've maybe seen once, but it's amazing. And again, it's about an earthquake. I'm going with San Andreas, starring the one and only Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I joked about Rampage, but he made his way in here.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Mike, it's so fitting because the biggest films, the biggest genre, the biggest star, you can so see why Dwayne The Rock Johnson was drawn to those two films, Rampage and San Andreas, Jacob.
Yeah.
And the idea that basically he's like, certainly someone can come up with an idea. Like you just joked about Charlton Heston and a gun, but certainly someone can come up with an idea where I punch the disaster.
Right.
And he settled on this as a helicopter rescue guy who has to like navigate,
Save
you know,
his
LA
wife and his
falling
daughter.
apart. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And first of all, his daughter, played by Alexandra Daddario, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre herself.
Mhm.
True. That one scene in True Grit we all watch over and over. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, this is a movie. Again, it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's you know, it's about obviously the San Andreas fault and the big one hitting LA or California, which we all live in perpetual fear of eventually happening. And it's a movie you can throw on and just like, wait, is The Rock punching that earthquake?
Right.
But he has to save his wife Carla Gugino and his daughter Alexandra Daddario, who's up in San Fran visiting colleges, I believe. But this was made in 2016, so it was a little bit after the the disaster film craze,
like 2012 and stuff. Yeah, like that's the last like big one of the era.
He's doing.
So it was sort of the end of that. Yeah.
He's doing some Furious movies, some Fast and Furious movies by this point. He's kind of got like that body set. He's not like the biggest he's ever been. He's kind of like medium-sized Rock, if you recall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he did do Rampage around the same time, which I think had the same director.
Oh, really?
Yes. Rampage. So this was like 2015.
Ross and Thurber. What's his name?
Brad Payton. Who directed Journey to the Mysterious Island, San Andreas, and Rampage, all starring The Rock. So he's just working a lot with The Rock.
Does he just have a movie called Skyscraper, Jacob?
Yes.
What the hell is that one called?
That's another Rock movie, but Skyscraper, which is basically
who's the director? Look up the director of that
Skyscraper.
one. Look up, that guy's name is like Raw-born Thunderbolt or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's explicitly just.
Yes, Rostin Marshall Thurber. Yeah.
Wow, you called it.
He directed Dodgeball.
Yeah. What?
What?
Really?
Okay.
He directed Dodgeball. Yeah.
I was going to say The Rock has like two guys. Brad Payton is one of them, and this guy is the other. I'm surprised
he did Red Notice with The Rock as well.
Yeah. Red Notice.
But yeah, this came out. So Skyscraper was 2018, which was also Rampage was 2018. So The Rock was doing a lot of things at the time, but San Andreas, just one you can throw on if you're hanging out and just watch some crazy effect scenes of earthquake type stuff and buildings falling down, and then there's a tsunami at the end and stuff, and so it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson doing stuff.
I can see the poster, like I haven't seen it, but the log line just being Los Angeles is about to get rocked by the big one and only one man is here to help, Yeah. It's that kind of movie.
So we're putting it on the list. San Andreas is my 5th pick.
Hey, I can't fault you for it. Hey,
Ayo.
Ayo.
Nice.
All right. Well, I guess with my last proper pick, I'm going to go to the Godzilla arena that I have so far abstained from. And I do have an alt after sitting with this for a little bit. I'm not going to do -1, even though that is kind of an extension of 54. I'm not going to do 54, even though that's like, oh, the nuclear bombing kind of trauma film, about that disaster. But I'm going to go to the 2001 GMK, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. Have either of you seen this one?
What a title, Mike.
Thank you.
I have not seen that.
This is one of the few movies where Godzilla is an explicit villain, like -1, 54, and Shin.
Oh, wow.
So this is a standalone continuity. It just exists in the timeline of 54, and then this comes out, and essentially Godzilla is reincarnated as the souls of all the dead soldiers from World War II, and he's coming to wreak revenge on Japan for having sent them to their deaths needlessly. And then the guardian monsters of Japan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Baragon, fight to protect Godzilla against, or protect Japan from Godzilla. Godzilla is explicitly the bad guy. He's got all white pupils. It's like one of the darker ones.
Wow.
This would be like if there was a movie set in the fucking what's that evil Japanese franchise?
Ju-on.
The Curse.
The Grudge.
This would be like if
Grudge.
people
Ju-on,
broke
Grudge.
into the Ju-on the Grudge house and a little girl was staying there, and Ju-on was like, "Don't worry, little girl, I'll protect you and kill these people invading." Like the fact that King Ghidorah is the hero of Japan, what a flip!
That's wild.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's so wild, and it exists again in its own continuity, which is 54 in this one, and he has got the white eyes, and he's like explicitly like he's mean, like explicitly mean. You don't really see that a lot. Like they'll have stuff where it's slight spoiler, like somebody gets injured in an attack and they survive, and then they're in the hospital, and he goes to that hospital and they get killed anyway. It's like kind of some bleak stuff. So it is really one of the few true disaster Godzilla movies.
Wow.
Yeah. So GMK, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack. High recommend if you like the tone of Shin, and that's going to get your tokusatsu kind of fake buildings and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
See, this is Jacob. Now I'm saying thank you for picking Shin, because otherwise we wouldn't have gotten a deep cut reference.
Right?
Yeah.
Now
I'm
make a deep cut.
Yeah, dude, now I gotta like fucking track this one down. Like when I would watch all those on Sci-Fi Channel, and they would never tell you which one it was, and they would just all run nonstop, and I'd be like, "Wow, these are so crazy." I don't remember one where those guys were the good guys. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, and it's a rare Baragon appearance, and we love Rie, the actress who plays Baragon, would famously roar like in behind the scenes. So you see her in the thing going. Rah! It's like the cutest,
like that.
Yeah. It's just we love Rie.
Mike.
So GMK, check it out.
Mike being the Godzilla expert, having seen every Godzilla movie, I just wanted to make a ranking of the best Godzilla movies, or the ones that are worth watching from every era. Like if you needed like a Godzilla 101, where it's like pick like 5 to 10 movies that are like, if you just want the base level of knowledge about Godzilla, which ones should you watch?
I also want the party movies, dog. I want the ones where he's just
I got both.
You just want a shitload of critters. I got the craziest ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I was going
Mothra.
to say 5 required viewings, it would be the original, -1, Shin Godzilla, this one, and then Godzilla versus Megalon, because that's just a super goofy Showa era with all the critters. It's got Jet Jaguar. It's got like crazy stuff. So yeah, this would be in my top 5.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's a great pick.
I want to see Rhea. I'm gonna Google all this.
Yeah, I'll send the link after. It's like a famous clip amongst the Godzilla fandom.
Excited.
Yeah, one of the only females to play a Godzilla monster. It doesn't happen that often.
We talked about that Dan to Dan character is based on her. There's a girl that wears like a kaiju outfit.
Yep.
In that show.
Yep. So I'm glad I got one of these, and I'm glad I got one that has basically all the most famous monsters and tokusatsu fake buildings and like cool battles with sparks shooting out of shit. Like that's disaster movie stuff. That's Independence Day. So like I had to get something with a lot of models in here, and that'll be the one to do it. Yeah, dog. Pretty happy with that at 5. And that brings us to Colin at 5.
There was no fear of this film going. I was going to do it maybe as a wild card, but now I'm also thinking you guys aren't going to pick my wild card. So I'm kind of just slipping in like a stinker here at the end, but one that I love, and I'll explain why in a second, but I'm going with Pompeii, the Paul W.S. Anderson 3D
Colin.
disaster film of our times. Pompeii,
You
yes.
just snaked
Yeah.
what I
There we
was
go.
gonna pick.
He had the
my
perfect
wild
draft
card.
until now.
There we go. Because
Stopped him.
it is the piece of shit stinker that would fit on that, Jacob. So I do apologize.
Yes.
Maybe I was wrong.
No, I had
So
the perfect
do
wild
apologize.
card laid out. That's a great
Okay.
choice, though. You got Jon Snow in fucking Greece. You got
Yeah.
Paul
Here's the
W.S.
thing.
Anderson.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. It's a film that is bad because it is Paul W.S. Anderson, who is kind of a idiot auteur, as they call him. where
Between
you're like
Resident
a
Evil
hack. Yeah.
movies, he decided to make this Pompeii movie.
And if his film doesn't star his wife, they're not good. So Mila Jovovich isn't in this. So instead, he
Yeah.
gets Jon Snow, who, Jacob, I want to hear your thoughts on whether or not Kit Harington is a bad actor in 2 seconds. But what I
Yeah.
love about the film is it's a whole movie that is like a gladiator, swords and sandals drama set in Greece, totally normal. And then truly in the last 5 seconds, a volcano erupts and kills every character you've been watching on screen the whole time. And you don't think that it has the balls to do it. And then it's happening and you're like, Jesus Christ, they are doing it. And it's like they wipe out all of everyone. So it's like the events didn't matter, quote unquote, but that's kind of like what makes it interesting.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I
like,
don't know.
is it even worth making a movie about Pompeii where it's just like
you almost
everyone
wonder. Almost wondered.
At the same time,
of course,
people
we
are like,
all know
what's going to happen at the end of Titanic?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can do it if you're
Right.
clever enough,
Yeah, it's
That's
like Titanic
true.
is a love story that just happens to be on a sinking boat and all that stuff.
Disaster, yeah.
But yeah, Pompeii. Now, of course, we all
Kit
know
Harington.
about Pompeii. The ash kind of basically petrified people in whatever position they were in. There's like one guy that was jacking off.
Was he in the movie?
True?
Yeah, have you ever seen
It looks like it.
Guy that was like,
there was a guy who got caught jacking it. Oh man.
Yeah. He saw the flow coming and said, I'm going out on my terms. Yeah.
You gotta get one last.
One last.
Don't put me in a museum because I'm jerking it.
He's in one. Yeah.
So everyone was sort of preserved in what they were doing in their last moments, right? So you have those famous images of like the bodies and stuff
from the pyroclastic flow.
So yeah, they decided to make a movie about that.
Italy. Did you go to Pompeii when you were? You've been?
No, I went to I've been to Venice in Italy, and I've been to Austria and Germany and stuff, but I didn't go to Pompeii. I don't know where is that, like near Rome?
I think it's an island, right?
Is it an island? Now,
We're
this
American.
is another movie
we don't know.
I barely remember, like San Andreas. But what I'll say about Kit Harington,
he's horrible. He's just a bad actor, right, Jacob?
Well, I used to think so, and he's been bad in the stuff where they're like, we're gonna try to make him a movie star post Game of Thrones, as they did with a lot of Game of Thrones actors and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, you're okay, we're gonna make you a mainstream movie actor, we're gonna put you in an MCU, the Eternals.
Never come true. Yeah.
Where he's just playing a guy that's like, oh, you might be a guy later. And then Blade talks to him in the end. Mahershala Ali's Blade.
You're my guy.
Definitely making my movie.
Which we still haven't gotten a Blade movie. But I used to think he was a bad actor, and I think he is bad in these things. But then I saw him in my show that what was that? What's that show called?
Industry. You've talked
Industry,
before
yeah.
previously on
it's
Whatcha
Industry.
about how great he is in it. Yeah.
He's in seasons 3 and 4 of Industry, and it kind of, to a certain degree, becomes the Kit Harington and this other character who's his wife show, which is kind of weird. But it's a performance from Kit Harington that I never thought I would see, where I'm like, this guy is acting his ass off in this show Industry. So just a totally un-Jon Snow-like character that he's playing. So that's the one time where I'm like, damn, he is a good actor when he has like the material for it. So maybe it's an issue of directing or just, whatever. And I think in Game of Thrones, he's also not the best. He's pretty one note as Jon Snow, and being such a book fan, of course, I have sort of a different idea of what Jon Snow should be that he didn't really live up to the book Jon Snow, but I thought he was fine, I guess. So Kit Harington, mixed feelings about him. But Pompeii, again, a movie I sort of half remember. but Paul W.S. Anderson. I mean, my
now
second
I'm
One of the great
Paul
disaster
Anderson.
artists of our time.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys, that's what's incredible about every one of these directors that I've picked. But yeah, now I'm forcing Jacob to draft like Airplane or something instead of
Right.
what's actually a horrible movie in your.
truly,
in
this was
your-
about to be my wild card pick, and I almost picked this as my 5th pick, and then picked San Andreas as my wild card because those are both
Right.
movies that I was like, I think I like these movies even though they're bad.
About
This
the
movie also
same
has
level, yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland and
Oh,
basically a bunch of
right.
white people.
Yes.
Emily
I'm a
Browning.
Roman senator. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like,
Emily
okay.
Browning from Sucker Punch. Zack Snyder's
Yep.
Sucker Punch. Come on.
Oh.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
As we
Another
all know,
disaster
Carrie
artist.
Ann Moss. Yeah.
Carrie Ann Moss, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, so maybe we'll have to
We got-
rewatch that one. I did watch Paul W. Anderson's newest film a while back, which was In the Lost Land, starring Dave Bautista and Mila Jovovich. And let me tell you, that's a A+ film right there, based on the George R.R. Martin short story, of course.
Incredible.
Lost his touch. Jacob's kidding.
In the Lost Lands, check it out. Better than Monster Hunter.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
but that doesn't
God.
mean anything.
Yeah.
It's great.
But-
It's a post-apocalyptic fantasy western. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Well, we're on to the
Pompeii,
wild
great
card
pick, Colin.
round.
You snaked my wild card. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to truly go wild card
It's gonna go
and
crazy.
pick something else.
What will he pick?
So I'm sort of fumbling now. Because truly, I had like 6 names written down. Like, if I have to,
Oh,
go out
I've
of
got him
pocket.
tilted. He's
Okay, tilted him. And the clock is running.
Unk is tilted, y'all.
Yeah.
Um,
Crashing out in
but I will
4K.
go with
Crash out.
for my
crash out.
wild card, since it's a wild card, and I mentioned it before, I'll go with Airplane, the original disaster movie satire. The Zucker brothers, Leslie Nielsen, iconic. You know,
Yeah.
Airplane. Leslie Nielsen, he's a funny guy.
I really wanted that for wild card. I think everybody did.
Oh, did
If
you?
there's a big
Well,
four,
as I
this
just
is the
said,
fourth. Yeah.
By me choosing a bad film for my 5th, I forced you to choose an incredible film for your wild card. Like you
Yeah. That's
cemented
true.
your
Yes.
list as being the greatest list on this draft order.
It's
just
crushing.
by cinching this film at the end here. Yeah, it's giving pure disaster, dog. So great work.
Yeah.
Yes, and 1980. Obviously the Zuckers, Naked Gun.
One of the most
You know,
quotable movies maybe ever.
Yes.
What can you make of
Airplane.
this? I can make a hat. I can make a,
Yeah. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Yes.
Surely you're not serious, right? I just did that
Correct.
backwards. But
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is in it. I'm a big fan of
Come
that.
on.
hmm
Do you like wrestling movies, Billy?
Oh,
Have you
man.
seen Gladiator movies, Billy? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Airplane.
movie I need to rewatch. But yeah,
I just
absolute
rewatched the
classic.
sequel. I that was one that again we just had on VHS. If we went on a drive, we would bungee cord a TV that we had. My dad had like truly like cut and soldered like a cigarette lighter outlet thing to like make the thing fucking
Oh,
run,
yeah.
right. We would put in a fucking tape of Airplane, and he driving would be quoting the whole thing to me and my brother. We would just laugh and laugh. I mean, it's like
That's
that
incredible.
is such a special. Like you've chosen
Yeah.
like truly the best movie, Jacob. So excellent work.
An iconic, 80s
Yeah.
comedy that, yeah.
Yep.
Very, very funny movie. And parodying the disaster movies of the 70s, basically, like The Poison Adventure, The Towering Inferno, etc.
That William
has a lot of
Shatner
crazy
Twilight Zone
cameos and
episode.
stuff.
With the
Right.
gremlin on the wing, those kind of
I was a
things.
gremlin out on the wing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like doing all that stuff. Oh man, with Titanic and Airplane,
Yes,
it's like
I
you have
speak jive.
yes.
Yeah, I'm fluent in jive.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, mama, what's cracking?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen, has anyone ever been funnier than Leslie Nielsen?
No.
When
think so.
when the woman has to inflate the autopilot and it's
Yeah.
the dummy, and she's blowing it, and it looks like she's giving it head, and Leslie Nielsen opens the door and he goes, "Sorry, I'll leave you alone," and he shuts the door. I mean, it's
And there's a lot of jokes that would be sort of extended upon with Naked Gun and stuff, and to me it feels like it's very similar to the Naked Gun in its humor, obviously. But yeah, we love.
Do they dare
gags?
do it?
Real movies with gags.
Yeah, right. Do they dare do one with Liam Neeson, like do an airplane the same way they did Naked? Because Naked Gun was good.
I love the new Naked Gun so much because they had the same kind of gag humor and the same kind of tone and just there's like 30 jokes a minute in that movie. Not all of them hit, but if you have like a hit ratio of like over 50%, then the movie's working, right?
Yep. I think Steve Martin and Leslie Nielsen are the two funniest people to ever do comedic movies.
Probably.
The jerk. This guy really hates oil cans, but anyway.
This guy really hates cans.
Yeah, something about that. But no,
great hair.
Yeah, they're really funny. But yeah, Titanic and Airplane to open and close your draft is crazy work. Well done.
God damn,
I'm feeling pretty good about my draft. Yeah.
I
got Pompeii snaked, but you know what? It worked out.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I guess I got my wild card coming up, and I'm kind of stumped. But you got snaked. I could get snaked on a plane, but I'm not going to do that.
We're all
I could get Sharknadoed. Maybe I do that. Do I just Sharknado? Give me a second to think here. I'm dying. Not doing disaster movie. I watched that today. It does not deserve to be on any list, but a don't watch list. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Disaster movie. Because it felt comforting to have just a bad movie. And it reminded me of a time when the president wasn't a goblin and things were normal. Even though that movie is really bad, I'll take it. Disaster movie. The culmination of everything we've kind of talked about. Yeah.
Is this the one that stars Kim Kardashian?
She's in it for extended periods. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Carmen Electra's in it. They're doing a lot of Flava Flav jokes throughout. There's so much, they're doing Jessica Simpson bits. It's this is an era. This is a certain time.
2000s.
In the way that, with Meet the Spartans and all these films and Date movie being about, that Will Smith movie. Is the primary film this film is parodying, Mike? Is it The Day After Tomorrow, if I'm correct? Is that
no? It doesn't get cold or anything. No? I think there's meteors, but it's just it's literally just a series of bit vignettes. It doesn't even really have a central plot.
Okay, it just vignettes. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Ike Barinholtz, Sal Saperstein is in 7 different characters in this.
Oh, sure.
I couldn't remember, but yes, interesting. Oh, yes. A lot of Mad TV people from what I recall.
Yeah,
they're doing
this is Jason Friedberg and Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer, who obviously did all of the obviously we're part of the writing team of Scary Movie, and then would do Date Movie, Epic Movie, Meet the Spartans, Disaster Movies, Vampires Suck, The Starving Games, and
I've seen everyone.
Fast. What is?
I've not seen Super Fast. It's a parody of Fast and the Furious.
Oh,
I've not seen
okay.
Super Fast.
No, and I will.
Games, Vampires Suck. That's got to be obviously Twilight. That's one I haven't heard of.
Yeah. The Starving Games is truly one of the worst. I mean, that's where they have $1,000 left and they're shooting it in Canada.
Right.
So I will say this movie, not only being a disaster parody, is a complete disaster critically, having a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. Very interesting. 21% with fans. And the quote I want to say is from the Austin Chronicle. This is the first review that I see. There's no nice way to say this, so I'll just say it. Writer-directors Friedberg and Seltzer are a scourge. They are a plague on our cinematic landscape, a national shame, and a danger to our culture. And that's what this movie feels like when you watch it.
It's what you want for your wild card, Mike. That's
it's truly a disaster.
1% movie where they're saying, kill these directors. They need to be stopped.
Yeah.
Truly, what's fascinating is I'm looking at their filmography on Wikipedia. It just ends after 2015. People are just we're done with these guys.
Good. That's important to me. I'm glad we made that choice.
That's 10 years too late.
They have the Rotten Tomatoes approval rating next to each of these movies. So Date movie 7%, epic movie 2%, Meet the Spartans 2%, disaster movie 1%, Vampire Suck 4%, The Starving Game 0%,
Wow.
Best Night Ever 0%, and then Super Fast NA. So
I want to say Meet the Spartans, the last one in theater. I saw with my friend Jordan Rogers. We both walked out and said never again. And then the rest were rental DVDs. I guarantee it. But I have seen every single one of those from Blockbuster.
Okay. And again, they have not made a movie since Super Fast in 2015. So people were truly like, we are done with you as a society. We are done with these movies.
They do like an extended head-on applied directly to the forehead gag. It's like that's the kind of fruit they were reaching for with this thing. It is a literal disaster. So in that sense, I feel pretty good about it, actually. Like if you get the best parody ever, I'll get the worst parody ever, and I'll bounce it out that way.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, and the best night ever is a Hangover parody. The Hangover.
Jeez. But
Anyways,
yeah, that leaves.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two I haven't seen. That's interesting.
All right, movie night.
Yeah.
Let's get those two fired up with a combined 4% Rotten Tomatoes.
Super fast.
At least it's an hour and a half. It was in and out narratively, and by like an hour 20, credits are rolling. I was like, okay, that's good. At least it's merciful.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But Colin,
So-
you're down with the wild card, the final card.
Yeah, that's a great wild
draft.
card pick.
The sixth
Best
pick. You
movie.
guys have been nailing it.
We just had a really
Yeah.
good parody movie and then a really bad parody movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to shout out. I was going to save Independence Day 2 for down here. If I didn't get the first film, which was obviously my first round pick, because I truly think that is one of the worst sequels of all time. And is that
Yes.
the last? Jacob, will you look it up? What is the last Roland Emmerich movie? When does he stop working? Surely it's that, right? Because it did so poorly. At the
So,
box office.
Independence Day Resurgence is 2016. Roland Emmerich. He's been working. He's been working somewhat regularly. First of all, through the 2000s, he had obviously Godzilla. Then he had The Patriot in 2000, Day After Tomorrow, which no one picked. That could have been a wild card pick or something.
I've never seen that film. I'll be honest.
You've
with
never
you.
seen that?
I've never
Wow,
seen that film.
that's one that I watched a lot in the 2000s because I owned the DVD for some reason, and my sister and I would watch it all the time. It's
and your big
it's about
crush on
climate
Jake
change.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah. And it's a movie where like Dennis Quaid says like out loud like everything that's happening isn't because of climate change, and you're like,
It's Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal strained father-son relationship kind of thing. It's about climate change in the year 2004, which is like
that's because all the science wrong.
yeah, but its heart's in the right place, because it was proven sort of right about like we should kind of be worried about this. I mean, New York's not going to freeze tomorrow, but
it's a good thing we've
the day after
addressed
tomorrow.
global warming in the decades following that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had The Day After Tomorrow 2004, you had 10,000 BC 2008, 2012 in 2009, and that's sort of where I feel like jumped the shark to a certain degree.
I want to say outside of Day After Tomorrow, I've still seen all these in theaters. Keep going.
Wow. Yeah.
So you had 2012. That's about the conspiracy theory of the world ending in 2012.
Completely insane.
Mayan prophecy or whatever. Then he made Anonymous, which is a movie I have seen, which is an insane movie about basically what if Shakespeare didn't actually write his play.
Oh right.
That one?
Right. I have seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was 2011. Then he made White House Down 2013.
Yep.
Then he made Stonewall, which is about Stonewall.
The bar. Horrible movie.
The Stonewall riots, 1969. I haven't seen that one, but it's I guess him trying to do a more serious movie, which is not good.
Oh no.
Huge disaster.
That sucks.
And then Independence Day Resurgence 2016. Since then he's made Midway in 2019.
Oh right. Battle Midway, World War II.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
World War II movie, Midway, planes and such. And then his last movie to date, Moonfall, 2022.
Moonfall.
Yes.
I saw Moonfall in theaters. I liked Moonfall. Moonfall's the perfect kind of stupid movie that you're like,
that's about
yes,
the moon falling, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's about Jacob. It's about the conspiracy that the moon is a superstructure That's alien
What?
made. One day it will fall on the Earth and destroy us if we don't stop it.
Oh,
So
man.
truly, Roland Emmerich, very interesting conspiracy theories, because he's got the 2012 conspiracy theory. He's got the Shakespeare didn't write his own plays.
He didn't also
conspiracy
do
movie.
Stargate. Didn't he do Stargate?
He
Was
did.
somebody else?
No, he did do Stargate. Yeah, that was before Independence Day, 1994.
Wow.
I was surprised because I thought until recently that he made the movie Greenland with Gerard Butler, but that's not Roland Emmerich. That's Rick Roman Bog. And of course Greenland, which just got a sequel called Greenland 2, because so if you're wondering, there is a movie called Greenland 2 Migration starring Gerard Butler.
That's right.
That you can watch on
I've seen
HBO.
Two green, two
Wow.
land.
It's
Yeah.
bad. Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland just seemed like such a Roland Emmerich type movie to me. But Moonfall, I think I was confusing Moonfall and Greenland.
So since this is his award, shout out. I just wanted to list off like, what the rest of his garbage is. But Mike, you ran through my two thoughts here when you said Snakes on a Plane and Sharknado. And the one I am settling with is the one that I like the least, Sharknado. I'm picking Sharknado as my wild card because I think the power of Sharknado, a sci-fi original movie that I did watch when it aired, and I think that first film is funny. Obviously, they're on like 7 or whatever, and like wrapped it all up. I don't.
Chris
think
Jericho's in him. It's going
good.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Like I don't need any of that garbage. But
the original.
I think the effects of that original film, Jacob, are that when you make a Greenland 2 Migration, you're saying on set, okay, guys, we're not doing Sharknado. This is not a parody. We're doing this for real. I think you have to have the conversation in the same way that Casino Royale, Daniel Craig would say afterwards, we had all these talks about how we can't be funny anymore because Austin Powers just fucking nailed us. You know what I mean? I think Sharknado has that parody power where it's fuck, it's so the name is so stupid. You cut when a film called Hurricane Heist comes out and it is a disaster movie, I'm sure that director's well, fuck, I'm not being Sharknado. God damn it. You're pushing us in a corner here by making our stupid title movie seem dumber now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's God damn it. Yeah.
It has that power.
Sharknado, The Asylum, right? The Asylum became a thing where they made these knockoff parody movies where it'd be it's not Transformers, it's Transmorphers. And their whole business strategy was we want people going to the video store, sort of half remembering the name of a movie, grabbing our movie instead because they want to watch Transformers, but they grab Transmorphers. And that's how we'll make our money, because people will rent these accidentally.
When you type into Apple TRANS and hit enter, maybe you'll click ours for the rental.
Yes.
Again, exactly what you're saying. That was the whole motto. And they had this deal with the Sci-Fi Channel to make original films, and they got stupider. There's one that's called with Steve Guttenberg. It's called Lava Tarantulas. They just obviously the parody.
Lava-lantula.
And Avalanche Shark. It obviously led to every parody in the world plus an animal. You know what I mean? Yeah.
They became very self-aware. I think that's what makes the first one
special.
Sort of a phenomenon is that it was over the top, but it wasn't too self-aware that it became not funny anymore, I guess.
And while I don't have a connection to the cast in the sense of Ian Ziering from Beverly Hills 90210, because I'm a younger person than that, shockingly. Jacob, my in is Tara Reid, who as a kid in the 90s, I had a huge fucking crush on from Big Lebowski and a ton of stuff and Scrubs, she was the love of my life. So the resurgence of her, I was oh, that's great. And it's the stupidest part. She gets a robot arm by the 5th movie. It's so fucking stupid.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Sharknado 2, the second one, Sharknado 3, oh hell no, Sharknado the 4th Awakens, Sharknado 5, Global Swarming, and the last Sharknado.
Yeah, how dare they?
Time.
The last Sharknado, It's About Time. Wow. Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, the
I think
first
that
one,
one
it's like
was
that perfect recipe. It's like the word surf Dracula. It's just so perfect of a term for something that's a bad disaster parody that now
right.
that's it. Yep.
A Sharknado. It's like
Oh, it's another
it's like, guys,
Sharknado.
we're not Sharknadoing. Yeah, it's like don't put me in the Sharknado box, please.
Yeah,
You're just so worried.
its reputation precedes itself almost too. Like
And
that's a pretty good pick.
yeah, and Colin, I have to tell you, the last Sharknado, it's about time. They do use time travel in order to prevent Sharknadoes.
It's
from
about
happening.
time. Oh my god.
I believe it stops the entire events of the first one, and it brings back every character that's died throughout the franchise because he keeps time hopping. I've seen every single one of them. I remember when they would come out; it was a big deal. I would tape them all back when Joe and I had cable in California. I would text you guys and be like, "Sharknado 5!" Like, woo!
I was looking up Armageddon to watch today, and then I saw an Asylum Armageddon that was like aliens that only have the
Armageddon.
Asylum channel, only see the Asylum movies, and then use all those creatures to attack Earth. I didn't watch it, but it exists.
Mike,
that's
too self-aware.
2025 Armageddon, and yeah, that sounds
too self-aware.
insane.
It's
Meta Asylum. That's interesting.
Yeah, they went meta.
I
got
back
too meta. Yeah.
Pick the right Armageddon when you're searching, otherwise you get double.
Original movies, back in the day, it was a
I think for being a factory that pumps out these like second-rate parodies, like they need to be represented on this spectrum of the draft, and putting Sharknado kind of the namesake of what this is now. Yeah, that's very fitting to have on your dance card, even if you like Snakes on a Plane better. Yeah.
And what Jacob just said of the Sci-Fi Channel original movie of all, where as a lonely high schooler who wasn't going out on dates on Friday night, that I could turn on and be like, oh, Bruce Campbell's starring in a movie called Alien Apocalypse. Okay, I guess I'll watch this. And it's the worst thing you've ever seen with the worst special effects ever, but you were supporting B and C level stars, who would disappear. Streaming had
employed.
Mega Python.
God,
Yeah.
Mega Python Mike. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, that kind of shit. Yeah. Big animal movie. Yeah.
And they had an Anaconda. Yeah, they had a Snakes on the Plane. They had a Snakes on the Plane ripoff, which Snakes on a Plane is already like
already there,
like with the name.
Leave it alone. Yeah.
They had H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds, which came out maybe the same year that Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds came out. So they're really trying to be like, oh, you wanted the one directed by Steven Spielberg? Sorry, you got the straight to DVD one instead.
Oh, you wanted the Amazon original with Ice Cube?
Yeah. That's a great pick. That's a great wild card pick. We had to get Sharknado
great draft.
There, of course.
It's a great draft. Yeah. How about we?
By the way, Moonfall.
Yeah.
I just have to mention the Jon Snow connection, of course, in Moonfall is that it stars his little buddy Samwell Tarly.
When I was doing that accent, I think the whole movie is him being like, it's a superstructure. He does like a weird voice.
Superstructure.
Like, at the end, I believe his brain is plugged into the moon and he becomes an AI controlling the moon, I believe is how it ends. Not to spoil Moonfall.
Sure.
Yep. No, that's great. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and we'll head over to final thoughts. We'll kind of review our draft lists and reflect on the disaster. See whose picks are real winners and who's turned out disastrous right after this.
We're back here on Normies Like Us, where we are wrapping things up. We have saved the world. We've escaped on our escape pod. Nobody chose Deep Impact, but that is one of those movies where they're like, we get into the bunkers. We'll all survive. We did that because we're wrapping up our disaster movie draft.
Mm-hmm. We're bunkered up. How do you guys feel? I think I have one regret. I think if I could have a takes backsies, I would have one, but I don't know how you guys are feeling. Not that I get to do it. I'm just saying if I could, that would.
You can if you want. I'm curious to know what it is.
You absolutely. I'm excited to hear, but I feel pretty good in that I got the ones that I want, but again, I feel like the huge ones were swept off the board so quickly that I was staggering the whole time, y'all.
Yeah, it seemed out.
I think with my pole position, the draft really worked out for me in my position with the first overall pick, and then it kind of flowed from there. I feel really good about my starting team here. My starting 5 plus my wild card 6-man off the bench.
Yeah.
Obviously, the only one I really wanted was Pompeii. I need my Greek Jon Snow.
Yeah.
But I feel pretty good about it.
Should have done Moonfall.
Italian
You swapped
Jon
yours
Snow.
for Moonfall. Swap Airplane for Moonfall, yeah.
No one picked Greenland 2 Migration.
Never saw it. I feel like I got away with, like, I'm slightly cheating with Jurassic Park, but technically no, it's a contained situation. It's like, yeah, there's the whole thing. But if I could, I think a disaster movie
Disaster to Hawaiian Island.
Yeah, right. But I think for Project Hail Mary, the only thing I'm thinking is for a disaster movie, you should kind of feel anxious for a lot of the time, and this movie's kind of feel good. So if I could swap it, I would maybe just go with Gravity, because that is a super stressful movie. It's a contained situation, but then I could have 2 George Clooney's. But I'll keep Project Hail Mary. Yeah. But I think Gravity's more in the spirit of a disaster movie, trying to solve all these problems that keep unfolding. In front of you.
Sure.
Ship disaster.
Yeah, it's a ship disaster. You're shipwrecked. Yeah, in space.
Yeah.
If I could take one back, I would actually probably I would pick The Day After Tomorrow, and I would place San Andreas with The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, that's
because that was one that I watched a lot in the 2000s again, just because I had the DVD. I would just be like, all right, I guess we're watching The Day After Tomorrow again. Jake Gyllenhaal, he's in New York.
We got to put our coats on. It's cold in LA.
Yeah, right.
It's a movie that doesn't understand how cold works, seemingly, because basically there's at one point, like, the freezing, like the cold is chasing them to a certain degree, where it almost acts as a movie monster, where they're running.
It's like Sub-Zero.
Like it's freezing behind them as they're running away. It's like, that's not how that works. You can't run away from cold, I don't think.
Right.
The weather, yeah. But a very, very funny movie. And then I would have had at least one Roland Emmerich on there, which I wanted to get the man himself.
I don't have it, Roland Emmerich.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. Well, Colin, if you could have an alt then, since we're throwing them out here real quick, anything that you wanted to make the cut, if you could have one more alt.
I got 2 Roland Emmerich films. I feel really good about that. In my mind, I was throwing around the Steven Sommers film Deep Rising. Have you guys seen that before?
No.
No,
it's a boat disaster movie, camouflaged as a heist film, camouflaged as a monster movie. And I looked it up, and it mainly said the genre was action horror, and so I really didn't think that kind of qualified. So,
yeah, I see. I was thinking of Ghost Ship, which is also a heist movie.
Mike, I had a mental conversation with myself 2 days ago.
No kidding.
Where I was arguing with Jacob that Ghost Ship does count as a draft pick, because the opening moment where that line cuts
incredible.
On the Ghost Ship, which is the thing everyone remembers about Ghost Ship.
One of the best things about it.
A disaster. And
Fair.
Just let you know, I was thinking about Ghost Ship, dog.
That's incredible.
I think anything on a boat like that, I would count, like, Poseidon, Titanic. Boats are just scary. Like Poseidon.
I'm so worried about you.
Sometimes I say Poseidon instead of Poseidon.
Poseidon.
Yes, but I'll allow it.
Yep.
I was, it's like you can't make the definition of disaster movie too wide, because I was thinking, like, does T2 count as a disaster movie because it's about, like, the end of the world?
Yeah.
I was like,
I was also thinking. I was going to be a little stinker, Mike, and maybe at one point say the original Dawn of the Dead, because I was like, it's like we're living out like a disaster of the earth of, like, zombies and stuff. Like, I was kind of having an internal struggle with that too. So
and I was trying to find
movies count.
I think like you could argue The Night of the Living Dead is a disaster movie because the outbreak is happening and we're trying to solve this one thing. But once it's been established, like, I would say Dawn of the Dead is not necessarily a disaster movie anymore, because the disaster is 28 days later, maybe is a disaster movie, though. It's a hard line to find.
Yeah, But I agree with you that maybe only the first one is.
Correct.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
new
know.
sequels,
I
even
don't
Bone
know.
Temples, are not disaster movies. They're post-disaster survival movies.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
while it's unraveling,
In media res.
it counts. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in media res. World War Z, if you want the Brad Pitt one.
That's a pandemic. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like he works for the pandemic response. Like that is what they're going for.
I Am
So,
Legend,
right.
no. World War Z, yes. That's kind of where I land on
Yeah.
this.
That's the distinction.
Yeah.
But the status quo has been established.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jaws counts, right? 'Cause
Well,
that's a situation. It's a little fringe for
I
me
think Jaws
personally, but I
counts.
think you could make the argument, you know? Yeah.
Any kind of monster movie, I think you could count, because it's like, even though Jaws is sort of isolated to the boat, but it's also attacking people on the beach and stuff. So you
I want to
consider that a
err
disaster.
on the side of giant meteor more than like single shark. Like I'd rather be on that side of the
Yeah.
spectrum.
I feel like even with Godzilla just hitting New York, I'm stretching it. I'm with Mike where I'm like city or earth. Like if I get down to a thing, but then if the thing is being attacked by God, like there is a reason that Mike's boat movie makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like
Boat
it's
movie
like,
counts.
It's like the earth is a thing. So I
Like if
I
we-
don't know. The
Yeah, if we
rules are weird,
disqualify
yes.
98, I would also disqualify Jurassic Park. So it's hard to find, you know, and I wouldn't count like one of the legendary Godzilla movies as disaster movies. Maybe 2014 at best, but maybe not the other ones.
I mean,
don't know.
yeah, if you're talking about one city, like Shin Godzilla, he's just attacking Tokyo basically, right? So that's just one city.
But if a building is toppled, that's a disaster.
But
You know
Pacific
what I
Rim
mean?
2 is
Like,
not.
That's
You know what I mean?
no
I don't remember
It's
Pacific Rim
hard.
2 that well.
Pacific Rim is, I would maybe say.
I would say
Maybe.
it
Again,
is, yeah.
We're
there's a
stopping the
lot of, like,
apocalypse.
waves, like it's about cities that are reacting to natural disasters too. I don't
It's a
know.
worldwide threat.
It's
I
yeah. I
think
wonder what-
Jaws maybe isn't a disaster movie because it's one shark, no. Sharknado,
But-
yes.
But him
The shark isn't a
attacking the
NATO.
beach, I don't know, Jacob. I don't know.
Because if you think
I
of
don't
Jaws
know.
3, he's attacking the theme park, SeaWorld, and that's just Jurassic Park with a shark then. Because it's, you know, civilian
Which is a
infrastructure.
disaster.
Right.
Yeah.
Listeners, you'll have to
If it
weigh
was
in
like
and
a
tell us.
fleet of sharks. Yeah.
Yeah, if
One
it's a
yes,
whole NATO
one
of them.
yes, 2 no, 3 yes, 4 no for the Jawses.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't remember the Jaws sequels that well.
Well, Jaws for the
Strangely.
Revenge, Jaws 2, they're all just the same. It's just one
Mhm.
Yeah.
person being attacked.
And they blow it up and
Right.
shooting something in its mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are.
And then they put them in the NATOs.
And then they put him in the NATOs, and
Put him in
he
the
stops.
NATOs.
He
Let's-
signs the treaty in NATO.
Let's read.
I want
our
Sharknado, where
lists.
they're doing diplomacy, not fighting a shark
Oh,
NATO.
NATO, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Sharknado.
Sharknado, and they're all sharks, and they're in
Yeah.
NATO.
yeah, and they're
My
North
God,
writing
what a
treaties,
God.
Organization. Yeah.
territorial disputes. Yeah,
All right. Let's
let's read them off.
off our list.
And if you can come up with a name,
Do them in order, Jacob.
come on up.
Yes.
You don't have to.
I will. What's that?
Jacob's Bad Boys. Make a name
Come up
for
with a
your
team
list.
name. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, so my team is Titanic, Twister, Shin Godzilla,
Hmm.
Contagion, San Andreas, and then my wild card, Airplane.
Wow.
I'm
He's
feeling
gotta
pretty
feel
good about that team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like that's the A-listers right there. I don't know what my team name is.
Honestly, that's a good team name.
Uh,
it's the A-list.
Probably the A-listers. Yeah.
That's literally
AMC
all of it.
A-listers.
Yep.
But I feel like, yeah, I got some big hit. Like I've got the LeBron and the Michael Jordan of disaster movies in there. And then I got
Fair
some, I got some role players too. So I think it's a pretty good team. And I would put it up against anyone's disaster movie team.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla's like Shaq. You know, he can't shoot free throws, but he's good. He's a big. You need a good big in there.
That's right. The fact that I was able to steal Shin Godzilla from Mike. I got my Rock movie in there, San Andreas. That's the weak link, I think, but that's just sort of a fun
An era.
one.
It's an untapped era. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I guess my team, I have Armageddon, The Perfect Storm, Jurassic Park, Project Hail Mary, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, Disaster Movie, and Gravity is an alternate. And I think our name is Project The Perfmageddon All Out Movie Attack.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah, Mike. All out movie, awesome. I love it.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Great list. You got to feel good as well.
Yeah, I like it, and I'm glad that Jacob did still Shin Godzilla because, like we said, then I can be able to introduce people to GMK, which I think is in my top 5 of all Godzilla movies, of which there are like 36. So,
It wasn't on Jacob's top, but literally in the draft order 1, 2, and 3, I said up top my picks were Titanic, Armageddon, the one I picked. So Mike, you
Wow.
got to feel good about getting the
Big
number
three.
2. You're stealing a huge player up top there.
and that's my personal like favorite of these type of movies. Excluding Godzilla as a genre. Yeah, so I don't want to close my eyes and I don't want to fall asleep. Yeah.
Baby, right there. I
don't want to miss a
baby
thing.
right there makes you a winner. Come
Yep.
on.
I'm happy
Come
with
on.
that. And guys in a boat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Liv
Come on.
Tyler he's writing a song about his own daughter, a love song.
That's right.
Yeah, the music video's a
Diane
little
Warren,
weird. But yeah, I feel pretty good about it. And then the worst representative of all disaster movies too, to round it out.
That's right.
Never forget, you can't have the highs without the lows, and I got the lowest of the low, baby. So
There you
yeah,
go.
feel good about it.
There
How
you
about you, Colin?
All right, so I'm number 3. I call my team the James Francos because we're the disaster artists. And here's
Hey.
And this is
here's
the
our
end
run.
of the episode.
This is the end. Number 1 that
Could have
that's
been.
a great
Yeah.
disaster movie.
I count that.
Number 1, Independence Day. Number 2, Godzilla, 1998. Number 3, The Core. Number 4, Earthquake. Number 5, Pompeii. The wild card, Sharknado. I love it.
Man, you got a lot in the sweet spot though, with like Independence Day, Godzilla, and The Core. Like that's like the golden era vibes. Go back with Earthquake.
Once again, I'm never going for the big boys. I'm always following my heart. That full list is literally all the ones I wanted, basically. Like, obviously, you guys scooped up, like I said, the ones up top where I was like, this would be great if I got these. I would win if I got all 3 of these. There's no chance I'll get Titanic, Armageddon, Independence Day, but, here we go. Everything else I was pretty sure would go untouched, but of course, Jacob is a Pompeii fan.
Yes,
I was
correct.
going to sneak that in with my wild card, but that also could have been my 5th pick instead of San Andreas. But I think having the 3rd pick from that position, I think you had a great draft, and I think we all had great drafts. And I think it all went out the way that it should have gone.
We predicted the big 3 correctly.
Should have went.
Yeah, no one was going to walk away with more than one of those. There was no way in hell that was ever going to happen. So.
No. And then I was even happy I got Twister with my 2nd pick. I was like,
that's pretty crazy.
A huge grab. A huge.
And Shin, that top 3.
Maybe our listeners could argue, yes, that's in the top 3 instead. But huge pick.
Yeah, like quality wise, it's
Normies,
probably better than
know.
Armageddon as far as like actual movie quality wise, like plot and stuff.
I just sort of overlooked Armageddon when I was doing my research, and I think I've seen Twister more than I've seen Armageddon. So the replay value, I think, gives it the edge for me personally, but for other people, they may feel differently. Normies, let us know, what are your favorite disasters movies? What would you pick? What are the big 3? Did we nail the big 3?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope you always like these episodes. We do. We think it's a cool format. Jacob, thanks for always throwing them out and coming up with fun ones. When this was floated, we kind of laughed. Obviously, the joke is America, the dumpster fire. What a disaster. Let's play up on that. But, I'm proud of the people of this country, certainly not the leadership right now. And always happy to celebrate. Congratulations on the 250. Congrats to our podcast doing so many episodes now, past 250.
Yeah, 403.
Making America look like a chump. So, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. And,
speaking of disaster, I'm watching Team USA lose to Belgium. What a disaster that is.
World Cup's happening, but a PR disaster for the presidency, having everybody in the world getting along, watching soccer together. So that's a big win. Everybody, the people of the world, we are united. Much like in these movies, we are one people.
That's right.
We got to work together to get it done. And we're showing that at these soccer games. So good work to all the fans. Sorry, Team USA.
An unspoken other element, Mike, that we never talked about. It's not just that they put together the ensemble in these movies. It's always, this is the Russian guy. This is the Belgian guy. We're all together. An international, the Martian. We have to stave Matt Damon off the planet, the coalition. And you're like,
That's
yes,
right.
That's what it's all
and then
about.
we all came
International
together. Yes.
cooperation.
Well, the
Yes,
Martian's a good one,
good,
That's
too.
what
good.
Sharknado is all about, right? All those sharks going to
Yeah.
NATO.
We got to work
Yeah.
together. Going to NATO. Thank you.
That's our
Yes.
movie.
The
have
Bull
to
Shark
build the
delegation.
Sharknado.
Yeah. That's our new script.
NATO.
Yeah, back off. But yeah,
Um,
good disaster movies.
So that's the disaster movie draft. We hope you liked it, Normies. And I thought this was a good time to do it again. July 4th, Independence Day being one of the big ones. And disaster movies are fun to watch in the summer when you're just having a nice, relaxing summer day. You want to watch some shit blow up.
Yeah.
Or
Big movies.
Big
it's
movie.
great. It's a great time.
Yeah. No, watching Armageddon today, I was like,
Tom
I'll pop
Cruise,
that on.
Big movie.
Yeah. Right. But
What
I was
movie
like,
was he
oh.
talking about when he said that? Do you guys remember?
I don't
Was it
remember.
Tenet? Did he say it about Tenet?
Big movie.
Oh.
When he tried to, after the pandemic.
He
Yeah.
loves movies. We know that he loves
Big
Big
pop.
movie.
He literally says he was wearing a mask. They say, "What do you think?" He says, "Big popcorn, big movie."
Yeah.
Go see Digger in theaters in
Go
November.
see Digger. Go see Digger, which seems like a disaster movie. It's about the end of the world, so I don't know.
Interesting. Could be valid on here. But yeah. Good big movies. A lot of fun. Like I said, I turned on Armageddon today. I was like, oh, this will be easy. I'll pop in, pop out, 90 minutes, 2.5 hours. Titanic, 3 hours, 15 minutes.
Wow.
So some of these are kind of long rides,
Whoa.
but they're big movies.
That's
That's the
great.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Right.
well, I've had a big amount of fun
All
chatting these movies with you guys, and we'll catch
Our
you.
hearts will go on.
Yes.
We don't want to close
hearts
our
will go
eyes. All the iconic songs, all the iconic.
They don't
disasters.
make movie songs anymore like they used to.
Nope.
They need to,
Let
Aerosmith
Will
get right.
Smith rap over the credits of movies again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
all he's good
films
for
he's not
now.
involved with. Let him talk about the Odyssey. Let him sum it all up at
The
the end.
Odyssey, and I'm here. to
Plato
say-
was a guy, you see.
What's
Plato
that?
was talking about the Odyssey.
DJ Jazzy Jeff. He's gonna come in with
Hit it.
some other.
No, the last great movie song we got was Big Guy with Ice Spice for the SpongeBob movie.
That's right. SpongeBob,
Yeah.
Big Guy.
That's the
SpongeBob, Big
most
Guy.
recent one.
Pants okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway.
But we've been your Norries. What are we doing next week, Jacob? Well, let me tell you.
I like the movie's
Usually
Jaws.
I get to ask that. Relax. Cool it.
What do we have next week coming up? Well, actually, it's something that I brought up on the Whatcha, a show I've been watching that I got you guys into, hopefully. And so we decided to do a full episode on it. And so we'll be talking Widow's Bay, Apple TV.
We're filling a niche in that we don't talk about a lot of Apple TV. We're looking for new episodes on
My
current
favorite streaming platform.
shows. This is an original streaming show. And Jacob, this is kind of us doing an Emmy campaign, being like, can we put eyes on this show? Can we give this show some attention? Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's hopefully getting attention, at least from stuff I've seen online and stuff. But yeah, big fan of Widow's Bay, and also I think that fits with the Jaws of it all, because Matthew Reese is sort of the Jaws mayor of this island, who's like, we can't close the island with all this supernatural stuff happening. We got to keep the island open for tourism. So
we get bad weather. There's some disastrous scenarios at play here. So yeah, it's definitely kind of a good segue out of this episode to go to the Widow's Bay.
So we'll be talking Widow's Bay next week. Of course, we've got
from Michael Bay to Widow's Bay.
That's right. But we got some big talking about big movies. We got The Odyssey coming up. We got Spider-Man coming up. We got more X-Men. Big popcorn, big movies.
Big guy.
And what's bigger than Homer's The Odyssey?
Wow.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited
so
for
we
it.
got The Odyssey. We got Spider-Man. We got more X-Men, of course. We got The Last Stand. We've got X-Men 97. We've got Hot D. Shows we're watching. We'll talk about them at the end of the season. So look forward to that later on this summer. And
stay hydrated.
That's what we got coming up.
Stay
hydrated. Stay safe out there if you're in the hot weather. Stay cool out there. I know it's been real hot on the East Coast and stuff. So
it's an inconvenient truth, but yes, it's been very warm lately.
Look, Al Gore warned us about this. Nobody listened. South Park made fun of him. And now look where we are.
Now look where we
Should
are.
have listened to Roland Emmerich. Yeah.
I think the White House was in better shape at the end of Independence Day than it will be when Orange
boy.
Man leaves.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Orange Man having to give a speech?
Oh,
The aliens attacked.
I surrendered to the aliens. I allowed them to take us. We're the slaves now.
yes, but we
No.
only work
Worship our
18 hours a day
alien
instead of
overlords.
20, so I made the deal, you know?
They made it me their queen. That's how they phrased it. They said, I'll be the queen. I don't know what they're going to do to me.
He does really like decorating stuff. He'd probably be good at that. I'll just handle the interior design.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
put some gold on your ship.
I'll paint it all gold. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's been Disasters. As we said, check us out at Normies_like_us. Rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Recommend other episodes. Otherwise, look forward to those other ones coming up that Jacob mentioned. And we have been your hosts. This is Roland Emmerich.
This is Michael Bay.
This is Wolfgang Jacobson.
Got all the directors right here. All right.
Yay!
Well, yeah, we will not go quietly into that cold night. You know, we will fight. Something president speech. Yeah, we got
That's
you.
right.
Thanks, Idris.
This is our Normies Day.
We're canceling the apocalypse, even though nobody picked up that movie. Catch you next time, Normies. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.